Hey everyone, my name is Isaac Taylor, and this is going to be my textual metanarrative. My content area is PE and health, specifically in the older levels, juniors and seniors in high school. This article talks about brain development and how that relates to physical activity. Um, and so they should already have some background knowledge about how the brain works, how the body works, when they have biology, and potentially some people might have had anatomy. And sometimes anatomy is also taught alongside physiology, which is exactly what this is talking about. So, getting into it, the way I like to read stuff going through is just looking at the text as a whole, whether that's an article, a textbook, a text message, whatever it is I'm reading. I like to look at it as a whole. So, looking over this as a whole, this isn't too long, which is nice. But right away, I noticed that there's two major things bolded, and one of them is movement is a major player in learning, and moving is good for your body and good for your brain. So right away, I can use a thinking strategy, which is drawing inferences from the text using background knowledge and clues from the text. So right away, I'm drawing an inference from the text thinking that, okay, it's going to talk about how movement is a major player in learning and how that's important, as well as moving is good for your body and good for your brain, which it kind of talks about the background knowledge of just looking at it. So right away, I'm going to skip these two right here, and I'm going to go right into here because I noticed that this is a big idea. And so it says Harvard Medical School professor Dr. John Rady states that our physical movements can directly influence our ability to learn, think, and remember. It has been shown that certain physical activities that have a strong mental component, such as dance or tennis, enhance social, behavioral, and academic abilities. And I'm going to stop right there because as soon as I read that last one, that last sentence, it has been shown that certain physical activities have had a strong mental component, such as dance or tennis, enhance social, behavioral, and academic abilities. I immediately think of that's exactly what our education system is trying to do. It's exactly trying to enhance our academic abilities, the way we behave in public, and the way that we enhance and interact in public, whether that be with people, over the phone, over email, or face to face. So right there, I'm using another thinking strategy, which is activating some background knowledge and making connections between new and known information. I did not know that physical activities such as dance or tennis were the best part. I knew that physical activity was good for brain health, but thinking about it now, it makes sense because dance and tennis have a lot of cross body movements, which then creates neurons that are firing faster, such as norepinephrine, epinephrine, dramamine, melatonin, all of those things that we want firing, because the faster they fire, the better we're going to be coordinated. And dance, there's a lot of movements that you have to remember, which would then, when you're getting your heart rate up and trying to think of that, it's going to make your knowledge better. It's going to make your academic ability better. So then going to the next paragraph, it says exercise can produce chemical alterations that give us stronger, healthier, and happier brains. A better brain is sufficiently equipped to think, remember, and learn. While dancing, for example, one must sequence, master, and coordinate many movements. So I'm going to stop there, and that's right then, using sensory images to enhance comprehension and visualize reading. I mean, it's giving me not only stuff that I can visualize, but also I was already visualizing it from the paragraph before, which I think is very, very important when reading, is trying to visualize what they're saying as well as what that means to you as a person. Um, so I'm going to stop there reading. And my last thinking strategy is I'm going to determine importance in text to separate details from main ideas. So there's a lot of details in here, but like I said, the main ideas are that movement is major key to learning, and that moving is good for your body and good for your brain. So the learning aspect of that is just moving in general, helps your cognitive thinking, memory, and all of that. And then your brain, just moving in general is good for your brain, is that your brain's fire neurons, they're going to then keep firing those things. So those pathways are already going to be there. They don't have to make new pathways. And that's another thinking strategy right there. I'm activating background knowledge and making connections right there again. So as I'm reading stuff like this, I'm making connections all the time.